I gave Mandela, I think, 3 options what to choose, and he chose this one. And this is one of the, I would say, probably the top 3 most significant presentations. I only regret that I should have heard this when I was 14, 16. It would have saved me a lot of searching and discovery in life. So, especially if you are in teenage years, this can be very helpful and mind-opening. And if you are older in life, you'll say, oh, yeah, why didn't I know this 20 years ago? The older I get, the more I realize that the way you are wired, how we are, determines so many things in life. And no amount of pious talk can change that. So I want to talk about the spiritual type or the sacred pathways to God this afternoon. In John 15, Jesus said, "Remain in me and I will remain in you." And then he compares us, the followers of Jesus, to branches. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a person remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Now, what is Jesus talking when he says, apart from me, you can do nothing? Easy to get the text out of context. Let me ask you, can you get a doctorate apart from God? Yes, many people manage that. Can you make £1 million without God?
Yes.
Yes, many people who don't believe in God at all, yet they are millionaires. So obviously, Jesus is not talking about that. Do you know what is he talking about? About bearing fruit is the chapter. And for that, we must remain in him. We must be connected with him. So if we want to live a productive Christian life, reflecting the fruit of the Holy Spirit, which is love, patience, kindness, joy, etc., we must be connected with him. Now, how do you connect with God? So this is your spiritual pathway. A spiritual type or pathway to God is the way which is most natural for us to connect to God. And if you are connected, then you will grow spiritually. Most people have 1 or 2 main spiritual pathways. So there will be 2 ways which are, it feels like you, maybe 3, primary, secondary, sometimes tertiary, and there will be some that feel very unnaturally. At least 1 or 2 pathways, no, doesn't mean much to me, you know. I have already mentioned in the Sabbath school, you know, since early childhood I heard that we are supposed to get up early in the morning because that's what Jesus did. You know, I happen not to be a lark, I am an owl. I come alive after 10 o'clock in the evening. And my best work is done from midnight till 2 o'clock a.m. No phones, no noise, no disturbance. That's when I can do the most productive work. In Czech, we have a saying that every hour that you sleep before midnight counts for 2. You know? For me, every hour I sleep after 6 a.m. counts for 2. You know? For me, the greatest punishment is to wake up in the morning. You know, and when I have to have the alarm clock. The beautiful thing between Christmas and the New Year is that, you know, my wife asked, should I set up the alarm? I said, no way. This is the only time during the year where I don't stand alarm clock, because then I can sleep as long as the body needs, because I don't have to go to work on Monday, etc. Because I am an evening person. I am useless in the morning. But I come alive, you know, in the afternoon, and in the evening I do my most productive work. So, and if somebody tells you need to pray in the morning, you feel sleepy, you don't hear anything, no, But all my life I have been told, because Jesus woke up early in the morning, yeah, of course, he was a lark. I'm not a lark, I'm an owl. And because he's our example, you should be, no, it depends how you are wired. And so this is with the spiritual pathways. So, the goal, why do we talk about this? The purpose of this is so that you experience freedom and joy. If religion is a drudgery, if connecting to God is a drudgery for you, you are doing something wrong. It's not supposed to be like that. You are supposed to enjoy it. Alright, so, as I would say to the students, throughout the centuries, people discovered 7 basic spiritual pathways. Now, surely there are more than that, but these are the main 7 spiritual pathways. And 1 or 2 of those will be for you very natural. So, with every pathway, I will first explore the strong parts, then I will tell you what are the weak parts, what you have to be aware of if you are that spiritual type, and then I will give you some examples from Bible, some examples from contemporary life or well-known people from history, and then I will give you some examples how to stretch, how to use that pathway. And that's what we will do, and then we will happily, everybody will go home. So, let's start with the intellectual type. There are certain people who come alive and feel closer to God when they can learn something about Him. Their primary mode of engagement is through their brain. So when you learn more about God, then you feel close to God. So studying the scripture comes to you without great difficulty. You enjoy studying, you enjoy learning. And when you get a new idea that helps you to understand God better, you feel, wow, isn't God closer to me? And when somebody comes to the pulpit and says on Sabbath morning, I am so full of it, I need to tell you, this week I had this experience, I was praying because I lost my keys or I lost my spectacles, and then after a prayer I discovered actually they are on my nose. Isn't God good? Well, that's because emotional approaches to faith do not mean much to you. They leave you cold, they don't make you excited. Usually you are a thinker who approach life through thinking, through processing. Now, here is the challenge for you. When you face problems or spiritual challenges, you will go into problem-solving mode. You start thinking, how do we fix this? What is the way out of this? A typical biblical example of this would be Apostle Paul. Okay? He needs to go after his conversion. When God knocks him off his horse, he needs to go away for 15 years and think through his theology. Because now he's not a Jew anymore, he's a Christian, but he has not very much to say next day, next week. He needs to think it through. You know why he's persecuting these Christians? Because as a Jew he knows that when Messiah comes, that will be the end of old age. Now obviously the old age still is here, continues, people keep dying, getting sick, so Messiah has not come. So whatever these disciples say, they are wrong. Messiah has not come because the old age is still here. And then Jesus knocks him off the horse and says, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And he said, what do you mean me? If I am killing your disciples and you say I'm persecuting you, you could have killed me. If you did to me what I did to your followers, I would be dead. So if you didn't do that to me, that's very kind of you. I'm Jesus. I'm alive. Okay, then he needs to do rethinking of his theology. And he will come with this idea that the kingdom of God is already here. So something has already happened. But something still is not yet. You see? Because before that, in Jewish thinking, is this world, this old age, then the Messiah comes and the new age starts. But with Paul says actually it's not like that. There is an overlap between the first and the second coming. There is an overlap of the old and the new age. So he's a good example of the intellectual Now, throughout the history, Martin Luther, the father of Protestant Reformation, John Calvin, Doctor of Laws and Doctor of Theology, he wrote the book Institutes of Christian Religion when I don't know if anybody has seen that book. It's a systematic explanation of Christianity. Okay, it's from 16th century, but he wrote that book when he was 24. Most of us pastors cannot write that book like that when we retire. He wrote that 24 years old. C.S. Lewis, anybody has read Mere Christianity or anything from C.S. Lewis? He was an atheist professor at Magdalen College in Oxford, but once he became a born-again Christian, he was a powerful intellectual witness for Christianity. And a good modern example would be Lee Strobel. He was an atheist investigative journalist with Chicago Tribune. His wife became a Christian, and so one day he decided to investigate this in order to convince her that this is nonsense, and in the process he became a Christian. So whatever he writes, if you are intellectual type, you should read Lee Strobel. The Case for Christ, The Case for Creation, whatever book he writes, you will enjoy that. What are your strengths? Read great books that challenge you. Don't rely on what you hear on Sabbath from the Sabbath school or during the sermon. Most, if you are an intellectual person, will not get challenged enough. So read great books. Expose yourself to lots of teaching. This is so easy nowadays with the internet. Okay, there is a lot of rubbish on the internet, but you can also find good quality material. And you will know what is quality material if you're an intellectual type. It's usually the other types that take from internet what they are not supposed to take. So listen to good teachers. It will challenge you, it will broaden your horizons. Get in touch with like-minded people from whom you can learn. Now, where do you need to be cautious? So these are the strengths. This is how you develop it. Where do you need to be cautious? This is important. Remember, spirituality is not only head, it's also the heart. Because you constantly go into mind-solving problem, it's easy to neglect the matters of the heart. Don't confuse being smart with being spiritually mature. The fact that you remember the minor prophets or all the disciples of Jesus, or you can explain the difference between Catholics and Protestants, does not mean that you will make good decisions in life. You can make very immature decisions in life. And how do you stretch yourself? Yes. If you are an intellectual type, you might feel that, when there is no pastor and the elder traveled away, I don't get much of the worship. I will not go to church, I will read a book at home. Sorry, don't do that. God expects you in the corporate worship. There is a dimension that you need to come to a corporate worship, because you get there something you would not get on your own in the book. So, just as the creation type, people say to me, but if I go for a walk in the forest, I get more blessing than listening to the children screaming in the church, not in Doncaster, but the elder talking, wise things, or the pastor talking nonsense, all of us are taking of that about the elders. I get more blessings if I go for a walk in a meadow or a forest. No, God expects you in the corporate worship. And also, remember to praise God privately. Don't neglect private adoration and prayer, because then your spirituality will be not only the head, but the heart as well. Secondly, if learning does not lead you to worship, then it's dangerous. Then the head is becoming too big, and remember, head is about 1/7 of your body. So if it's 85 or 95%, there's something wrong. You are very funny. You look very funny. God did not create us. From time to time, engage in self-examination to make sure that you are a loving person. The goal of Christianity is to be more loving, more kind, more gracious person, And if you are becoming smug and look down on everybody else who is not so intellectually capable and cannot explain this or that, what was the point? That's not the point of Christianity. Christianity is not a philosophy, it's a way of life. So make sure you are a loving person. Alright, can I ask for a little show of hands? Anybody here who is an intellectual person? Anybody has found themselves in this? Yeah. It's nice to be humble, but if you don't raise your hand in any of 7, then you have a problem. Your humility is not very helpful. Okay, so that was the intellectual type. Now let me go to relational. If you are a relational person, the spiritual growth comes to you most naturally when you are involved in significant relationships. So, the key to your spiritual growth will be involved with another person. In a small group, to be involved in the community. Because when you have relationships, then they become alive. If you are a relational person, your life is like an open book. Everybody knows when you are up, everybody knows when you are down. Everybody can read you. This is a beautiful line. Being alone drives you crazy. Okay? You need people around you to be able to preach and connect. The key times of growth come when God speaks to you through other people. We preachers love this. These are the people who, when you shake their hands at the end of the service, they say, "Oh, Pastor, what you said today was so helpful to me." You know? And so they say, "Oh, God bless you, sister. My work is not in vain in the Lord." You immediately know, oh, these are relational people because God speaks to them through other people. You know, intellectual people, God speaks to them through good books. You know, or excellent sermon that we normal people can preach once in a lifetime or so, but not every Sabbath. But God speaks to them like that. But relational people, you know, through other people. A good example of that would be Apostle Peter in the Bible, and look, John Wesley. Yes. He looks at Martin Luther and says, "No, this leads to cheap grace. No one will see the Lord without sanctification. You need to be a part of the small group and have accountability where people ask you difficult questions." Ellen White is a good example. You know, in Minneapolis, they come together for the GC session to decide which are the 3 horns from Daniel 8, from Daniel 7 that were uprooted. And their brethren start fighting against each other, you know, with a different viewpoint. And Ellen White, as a good Methodist, says, "There are too many horns sticking out here. What we need is more Jesus." Classical relational person. What are your strengths? You need a relationally rich life. So you need relationships. More relationships means more variety in your life. Use your spiritual gift to serve other people. So use your connections, your relationships to bless other people. These people know half of Doncaster, you know. Intellectuals, they're happy with their book and they don't know anyone because a study and a few books is enough for them. Relational people, they know half of Doncaster. Yes. Offer to people to pray for them. Often we underestimate what it means when somebody says, "Can I pray for you and your problems?" God is powerful. God is big enough. He can deal with this in a way that we cannot imagine. And though many people today do not see religion as an important part of their life, generally if you offer a prayer to them, they will not oppose. You know? Because they have a hunch that there is more to life than we can measure or see. There's a supernatural dimension to it. How do you develop more? Don't study the Sabbath school alone. Study it in a group with other people. So agree with your good girlfriend, I will come on Tuesday night and we will study the Sabbath school together. You will get more blessing out of it than if you try to read it on your own or falling asleep about the quarter. Yeah, this is the one that I said already. Because you know half of the Doncaster anyway, use the network of your contacts to bless other people. Oh, we can connect that one. Oh, I know someone who can help you with that to further God's kingdom. Where do you need to be cautious? Because you have so many relationships, so many acquaintances, you don't have really many friends. And that's why you can be superficial. So guard against superficiality. These are the people you are with someone and they say, oh, things are like this. I don't understand how these people can be against ordination of women. And you say, yeah, I don't understand the other. And then you are with somebody else and they say, of course, we live in a society which is, equality is important and it's a principle of the gospel. I say, yeah, of course, because relationships are important and so it's easy for you to become a spiritual chameleon. You say to people whatever they want to hear, just to keep the relationship. How do you stretch yourself? Because you have so many relationships, you have many experiences that you can share on some of them. The microphone, that one is really dead. Good. Thank you. Oh, that's better. So, because you have so many acquaintances and so many experiences, when somebody asks on Sabbath morning, church, can somebody share an experience from this week? Now, usually people say how God helped them during the Great Depression or World War II, during the bombing of London, or 50 years ago, how their prayer was answered when they were at the university. And most people will struggle to say something from the last week. These people always have a story. Because they are so involved in relationships. So here's the bottom line. Remember, some experiences are between you and the Lord. You don't need to tell everybody else. Yes. Keep some of your experiences between you and your God. Don't need to tell everybody. Just as I said, you will get more out of the Bible if you study with somebody else. 3 times per year, try to study the scripture for yourself. You will be surprised that it will say something that you have never seen before, or you would not discover in a group setting. So, from time to time, don't do it often because it will kill you, but from time to time, don't neglect to do it alone. And there will be one more, and this is very important. Choose 2 or 3 people in your life and tell them, I promise that our relationship will not change. Most people are not going to tell you the truth because the relationship for them is so important. They are going to tell you what they expect, what they think you want to hear. Tell them, our relationship is not going to change, but I want you to tell me the truth. And I promise it will not affect our relationship. You need to have 2-3 people in your life who will tell you the truth. Otherwise, you become a chameleon. You are never going to hear it. All right? Anybody here a relational type? Good. Yes. Okay, let's go to serving type. You feel close to God when you can help someone, when you can do something for other people. Serving, being involved in helping others is when you feel closest to God. When you don't have a role, you feel very uncomfortable. If someone else is serving you, if there's nothing to do, you feel out of place. You constantly look for acts of service you can engage in. A good example from the Bible would be Tabitha or Dorcas. Remember when she died, people came and said, this is what she did for us. Now we realize how useful she was. And of course, recently contemporary person from Calcutta, India, would be Mother Teresa, who left Europe and went there and picking up children from the rubbish bins. That's when she felt the closeness of Jesus. How do you serve? Get involved in the community. Try to make sure that your serving blesses a wider circle of people. When you serve other people, look for glimpses of God's presence. What is God trying to tell you in this opportunity of serving them? When you do your tasks, your chores, how is that bringing you closer to God? Because it is. These people can see it better than anybody else. But because they always are helping someone, if they are not serving local communities and they are trying to save the planet or save the whales or someone else, prepare to serve first by praying that your service is genuinely spiritual experience. The world wouldn't be the place where it is if you were not service-minded people. But if you pray that God will use that to bless not only others, but you in the process, you will not only enjoy it more, but it will have a transformational effect on your life. Where do you need to be cautious? Yes. These people, serving people and worship people, they are the easiest to think that if somebody does not serve like you, if somebody doesn't love singing like you, probably they don't love Jesus. Something is wrong with Christianity. How come that nobody sees? Yeah, I have seen the sister a little while ago was sweeping there. Something. Most people don't even notice it is there. If you are serving people, you see it, and you need to do something about it. Before we start the afternoon service, it needs to be taken care of. Otherwise, she would not be sitting here and be blessed, because she would see that things spilled on the carpet there. So, don't resent other people because they are different. As we said, intellectuals can look down and feel smart on others because they cannot understand intricate complicacies of theology. Serving people feel, are you a follower of Jesus? If you don't serve. Yes, they are. They are just wired differently than you. Yes, this is a difficult one. Remember, God loves you because you are His child, not because of what you do. The fact that you are serving God is an important... Yeah, that's the one. That's the one who has to sweep the carpet. God loves you because you are His child, not because of what you do. Don't confuse serving with earning God's love. God doesn't love you more because you serve more than other people. You serve more than other people because that's how you are wired. This is how God created you. Alright? How do you stretch? Do something for the community, not only for a small circle of people. And a difficult one, learn to receive love even when you are not productive. When you sit still, when somebody else is serving you, there is something for you to learn in that process. God can speak to you that way as well. And the last one, yes, try to express sometimes your love through words, not only through actions. We all know that actions speak louder than words, but if you try to find another way to express how you feel about other people, it can be a great blessing not only to them, but also to you. Alright, so how many of you are serving time? Can I see your hands? Yes, good. Yeah, of course. We saw that during the lunch. And the gift of leadership. All right, let's go to the worship. You come alive when you can participate in corporate worship. A good song makes you come alive when you can celebrate God's goodness and love. In music or singing, that's when you feel close to God. In difficult periods of life, when things are not going as they should, worship is one of the most healing activities you can engage in. You don't need complex intellectual interpretations why things are the way they are. You just think 3 hours and you feel better. In worship, your heart opens up and you come alive and enthusiastically participate. And that's why, again, you will have the tendency to think, I was in the camp meeting not that long ago and somebody came to the microphone and led out in the worship, and then they said, come on guys, how are you going to sing in heaven for all eternity if you are even lazy to open your mouth? Come on, you are obviously a worship type, The fact that somebody doesn't feel the same way as you do doesn't mean they will not worship God for all eternity. They will. It's not their primary pathway, So you enthusiastically participate because that's what charges your batteries. That's when you feel closer to God. A good example from the Bible would be David or sons of Korah, And here are some contemporary examples. If you are worship type, you all know all those names. If you are not, don't even bother. They mean nothing to you. So, how do you develop that? Experience enthusiastic worship on a regular basis. Now, I was impressed with your enthusiastic worship. You obviously love, or you have a number of people in this congregation who love worship. So that's very good, because with some churches, you are going to die. You are not going to experience enthusiastic worship, then you need to have your CDs, at home and then make up for it. Use worship tapes and CDs and MP3s and your cell phone, have it there and make your car or public transport, put your headphones and have your private session of worship and sanctuary. Now this is important. Don't choose